Hey, I'm Chris. I live in Las Vegas and I'm a magical practitioner. And today is yet another episode of Witch Use. Now, what are witch use? Witch use are issues that I see in the magical community that really bug me. And today I'm going to talk about the tarot. And tarot, believe it or not, has a rather romantic history to it. Now, a lot of people would say that the tarot is ancient, that it goes back to ancient Egypt, it goes back thousands of years, it is the missing book of Thoth. That is utterly ridiculous. There is no historical or anthropological evidence of that. And let's go back to the beginning of where that story comes from. So, back in the Victorian era, spirituality took a big, there was a big rise in spirituality. It was fueled by a society called the Theosophical Society, and that was run by Madame Blavatsky. This wondrous con artist says in her story that she went to ancient Tibet, met with the ascended masters, and they gave her the secrets to all occult knowledge. Now, that's rather convenient, and then she marketed herself as an expert above all experts, kind of like Aleister Crowley. So, she claimed that the ancient book of Thoth was really the tarot, and that was passed down to us over the last couple of thousand years, and there's a hidden story in each and every one of these little cards. That's adorable, and that's very romantic, and that's a whole load of shit. The truth and the reality of tarot is it only goes back to the 1300s. It was a card game, I believe it's called Turok, out of Italy. And the deal was aristocrats would play cards because it was a pastime, and later fortune tellers would use common day, everyday items in order to do divination. So that is the true history of the tarot. Now, what I love about tarot is that a lot of people will witch-splain, and they will say that each and every card has a specific meaning. But again, with a little bit of psychology and sociology behind you, you would understand Carl Jung and the idea of archetypal symbolism. Now, the magic that we are practicing today is very unique because magic is always changing. Magic always changes with the society that it's being practiced in, and it's a reflection of the people who are practicing it. Now, the whole idea that people are trying to say I'm practicing some sort of ancient tradition, that's a whole load of crap. You are practicing 20th century, 21st century magic, and you're interpreting it in some weird ancient way that was just not so. So, what I love about tarot is that each and every little shape, each and every little card can be interpreted its own way, because I believe in Carl Jung's idea of archetypal symbolism, and that these different symbols represent different things to the individual. It's like reading and interpreting dreams. Dreams, the same symbols in a dream can mean something different to each and every body. So, I love tarot. I've got like 20 different decks of tarot cards. I used to call myself a card captor, but what I really love when I use divination for myself in order to read myself and things around me are these. These are the cloud cards from Card Captor Sakura. And each and every one of these cards were based upon the tarot. There was a little bit of conspiracy theory behind card captors when it hit like American television that it was based on tarot and it was demonic. Yes, the satanic panic is still happening. But what I love about the symbolism in these cards is the Libra. Of course, you could interpret it as balance. This is the dream card. You could interpret it as you're having prophetic dreams or you're dreaming of something that you want to happen. And I love this one, the Maze card. Of course, you can interpret it as having problems trying to get through a certain situation, or maybe conflicts that we're having in life. The funny thing about cards is you can make whatever interpretation you want. When I have hung out with psychics, they have told me at the very end of the day, when it comes to tarot, if you don't know much about tarot, you can honestly just make it up. When you look at the archetypal symbols on the pictures, if they make you feel a certain way, happy or sad, positive, negative, go with that. Again, with the witch-splaining, tarot is not all-seeing and all-knowing. It's all about what's in here and what's in here. Hugs, health, and happiness from Las Vegas. I'm Chris, and I'm a magical practitioner.